Ghostly tales, yet mirrors of human life. Hey everyone! Welcome to Encountering Chinese. Ghostly Tales from Zhai. Today, I'm going to tell you a story called Geng Shiba. Geng Shiba, who lived in Xincheng, became critically ill. He knew that his illness might not have a cure, so he said to his wife, "It seems our permanent separation is only a matter of time. When I'm gone, it's up to you whether you remarry or remain a widow. I'd like to hear what your plans are." His wife remained silent upon hearing this. Geng Shiba persisted and said, "Remaining a widow is fine, but remarrying is also a common choice. Even if you tell me what's in your heart now, it won't harm me. I'm about to bid you farewell. If you choose to remain a widow, I will find comfort. If you decide to remarry, I won't have any more concerns." So his wife sorrowfully replied, "Right now, we don't even have a small pot of rice left in the house. While you were alive, we couldn't maintain a normal life. After your death, I'll be left alone. How could I possibly remain a widow?" Geng Shiba, hearing this, tightly held his wife's arm and said angrily, "How could you have the heart to remarry?" After saying that, he passed away, still gripping his wife's hand. The wife was both shocked and frightened, shouting for help. Family members rushed to her side, and several people worked together to pry Geng Shiba's fingers open, freeing her hand. At that moment, Geng Shiba didn't even realize he had died. He walked out the door and saw more than a dozen small carts approaching him. Each cart carried 10 people, and on each cart was a square piece of paper with names written on it. When the cart drivers saw Geng Shiba, they urged him to get on a cart. Geng Shiba noticed that the cart he was boarding already had 9 people in it, and with him, there were now 10. He glanced at the list of names on the cart and found his own name listed last. After he boarded the cart, the wheels started to creak, and the cart made a deafening sound as it continued forward. He had no idea where it was headed. Before long, the cart arrived at a place, and Geng Shiba heard someone saying to everyone, "This is the place of homesickness." Hearing this location, Geng Shiba felt perplexed. He overheard one of the cart drivers saying quietly, "Today, 3 people have already been chopped." This shocked Geng Shiba once more. He listened carefully to the cart driver's conversations, and he realized they were discussing matters from the afterlife. He came to a sudden realization, thinking, "It seems I've become a ghost." Suddenly, he recalled matters at home. He noticed there was nothing significant to worry about at home, except for his elderly mother. If his wife were to remarry, there would be no one to care for her. With these thoughts, Geng Shiba couldn't help but burst into tears. After some time, Geng Shiba came upon a platform, several meters high, filled with numerous people. These individuals wore head restraints and leg irons and moved about in distress. They ascended and descended the platform while crying. People around Geng Shiba explained that this platform was called the Homesick Overlook. When the people from the cart reached this point, they all disembarked from the cart, eagerly vying to climb the high platform. The cart drivers treated them harshly, some using whips and others hindering them. However, they treated Geng Shiba differently. They urged him to climb the platform. He ascended dozens of steps until he reached the highest point. Geng Shiba craned his neck to look, and he could see his family's residence right in front of him. But the interior was dim and hazy, as if shrouded in smoke. Geng Shiba's heart was overwhelmed with sadness and grief. At that moment, Geng Shiba glanced back and saw someone wearing a short garment standing right behind him. This person inquired about Geng Shiba's name, and Geng Shiba truthfully shared it. The individual introduced himself as a craftsman from the East Sea. Seeing Geng Shiba crying, he asked, "What's still weighing on your mind?" Geng Shiba confided in him once more. The craftsman suggested that Geng Shiba escape with him by jumping down from the platform. Geng Shiba was concerned about the pursuit of the afterlife's guards, but the craftsman reassured him. Geng Shiba also feared the height of the platform and potential injuries from jumping. Nonetheless, the craftsman insisted that he follow him. So, the craftsman leaped off the platform first, and Geng Shiba closely followed. When they reached the ground, Geng Shiba was astounded to find himself unharmed. They were elated, as no one seemed to notice their escape. Geng Shiba looked back at the cart he had traveled in, and it was still parked below the platform. They hurriedly took a few steps, but Geng Shiba suddenly remembered that his name was still on the cart. He worried that the guards of the afterlife might pursue him using his name. He swiftly turned around, ran to the cart, and used his finger moistened with saliva to erase his name before continuing their escape. The two of them ran desperately, panting heavily, unable to take a breather, for they dared not pause even for a moment. Before long, they arrived at the doorstep of Geng's house. The craftsman escorted Geng Shiba inside. Suddenly, Geng Shiba spotted his own lifeless body, and it jolted him awake. He felt extremely fatigued and thirsty, urgently demanding water. His family was alarmed but quickly brought him water to quench his thirst. He continued to pour water into his belly, consuming a big bowl of water in one gulp. Once he'd had his fill, Geng Shiba stood up abruptly, bowed in gratitude, and then walked outside to express his thanks to the distance. He remained outside for a long time before returning to the house. Upon returning indoors, Geng Shiba again became motionless. His family found his behavior odd and suspected that he might not have truly come back to life. Over time, they observed him closely and noticed that he exhibited no further strange behaviors. His family cautiously approached him and asked about the recent events. He recounted his experiences in detail. They inquired about his brief trip outside, and he explained that he had been bidding farewell to the craftsman. When they asked why he had consumed so much water, he responded. I initially drank the water, but later it was the craftsman who was drinking. His family gave him some watery porridge to eat. Miraculously, Geng Shiba made a full recovery in just a few days. From that point on, Geng Shiba started to grow cold towards his wife, no longer sharing a bed with her. Alright. That's all for today's ghostly tale. Geng Shiba. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Please also encourage everyone to comment and share more. We'll see you in the next episode.